Hey guys, Daniel James here, and today is the 27th of July. As you may notice, this is my first video on my new what I'm calling like TV setup. So I've got like the new camera here. I'm quite close, so I'm still going to be playing with it. Sorry if I go out of focus and all that. Got a nice lighting system, should be better sounding mics. So yeah, what's been going on? So yeah, like I just mentioned there, I've bought all these new bits of equipment, and none of them are musical. But you see, what I wanted to do is, I've been I've been thinking recently that my video channel, like I want to help more. Like the more I'm doing, like I'm scoring my films and things, and I do my YouTube videos, and people always ask, they're always asking me the same questions, and and it's almost too much work to contact everybody individually, because everybody asks the same question. So after a while I'll just be saying the same thing over and over again. But so what I thought I'd do is I'd put together a not a TV series, but if you think like almost like an educational TV series, and I want to cover things like the basics it takes to get started as a composer, like things you need, things that are expected of you, things and then go, start from the very beginnings, like what you need, like a DAW or a computer, for example. Start that easy, and then go into the things like the actual what the difference is between scoring for films and games, and then potentially business stuff that happens and all that. And that was like one set of videos I want to do. So that was the main reason behind these. Second set is a lot of people, and this will sound like vanity, and maybe it is, but I don't want it to seem as such, but like a lot of people now, through my videos, and just because I share a lot, I live my life like an open wound, as someone famous, I forget who said, Thunder. Yeah, is a lot of people are like following my career relatively closely now. People are following me with the ups and downs, and I thought, mostly for my own benefit, but like I wanted to kind of document what happens in my career, the good things that happen, the bad things that happen, and then do videos on them, and share that information with people who want to get into this industry, and people who are going to go through it. So there's been some really good things that happened, that I just didn't expect could happen in this industry. Like how I've got jobs through meeting certain people, how important networking is. And these are the things they don't teach you, if you go to a music school or something. A lot of the time things like networking and all that are kind of neglected, and it's very important. But then there's the negative things like piracy and people ripping you off, bad reviews, things like that. And these are the things that no one's ever going to prepare you for, because one thing is in life is that you're always going to hit negativity, but no one ever really wants to talk about it. So I thought I'd share some things, and I could probably start that off today. So like one of the big things that's, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or anything, one of the big things that happened recently is I use the collective term we, as in we composers, stumbled across, there was a royalty-free music site, and one of the composers there had been basically downloading people's music, and then either on purpose or I'm not going to say the name, because benefit of the doubt and all that, but basically was downloading other composers' music, and then one way or another they got uploaded to a royalty-free music website, and so essentially he was downloading people's music and then selling it, changing the titles of the music, changing the author name to his own, and then selling it on, which of course is unacceptable. And I won't talk like actual numbers and stuff, but I was quite personally affected by that. The amount of money that he made with my music was actually quite a lot, so. And things like this happen all the time, and at first it was a big shock, because whenever someone steals something from you, you're inclined to feel a little bit kind of, you feel like you've been mugged off a little bit. So at first, there was a lot of anger around the situation, and the situation's still going on. So like what I'm saying, I'm kind of skirting around because you know, I can't say company names or anything because like there's legal things going on with other people. I've personally just come to the end of my like legal entanglement with them all, and the good thing about this situation is it seems, I mean, of course there's going to be a certain degree of arse covering here, but it seems like the companies that were selling the music were none the wiser, and they, you know, they're proactively trying to help, you know, they're proactively trying to sort the situation out, which is, you know, hopeful to see. But one of the things, I mean, I was talking to some of the actual owners of these libraries, and I you know, and the conversations were along the lines of, it's too easy for someone to steal and resell. You know, they need to be more stringent? No, they need to be better. We'll go with better. There need to be better checks. You know, and of course, you know, no one's going to know every piece of music that's ever been written, so some will fall through the cracks. But you know, I put it out to you guys. If you recognise a piece of music on one of these royalty-free websites or something, and you're not convinced that you know, you've heard it before. Like, I only found out about someone stealing and reselling my music because someone who watched my videos, which is lucky for me, had heard one of my pieces of music being sold under another guy's name. And at first they actually asked me if I stole it, but you know, obviously I didn't, you know, because I can prove it. But and I went and checked, and lo and behold, there was, I think it was 11 tracks that had been downloaded and resold on. So yeah, I put it out to like the community, is if you see or hear someone ripping something off very blatantly for their own profit, you know, tell the person who's being affected. One of the mistakes I made, and this was you know, here's like learning from mistakes. One of the mistakes I made is I made a, you know, it was mostly an emotional reaction when I saw the thing. The first thing I did was post it publicly. I was like, everybody check this out, you know. And I you know, if that seems now like the wrong thing to have done, yeah, because firstly it gave the person who was stealing the music time to, because it blew up in out of all proportion, you know. Everybody got into it and everybody started sharing it and all that. So firstly it gave that guy time to take the music down, which sounds like a good thing. However, if you're trying to build like a legal case, you know, had the music been stolen and he knew it was stolen, and you know, he was profiting off it illegally and he knew that, it gave him time to take the evidence away, so people couldn't build cases. So that was a mistake on my part. But so yeah, I encourage you, if you see something, not to just blurt it out. Go to the person who you think's being affected and ask them. Wow, that was a big bit of thunder. Shook the house. Go to them and tell them, and let them decide how to go forward. If it's not your music, it's not really your place to do it, which was what I did, which was, you know, obviously a mistake. But you know, so you've got to be careful whenever it comes into legal things. It's very easy to be emotionally charged, you know. It's, you know, because it feels like a personal attack, when it's a very big thing, and it's a very hard thing to do, is to separate your personal from your business. And once you get them separated, whenever it's legal, it's always business. You've always got to approach it business. You've got to be level-headed. I was a little bit emotionally charged, so there's something like there's a famous phrase. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others, you know. So I made the mistake there. So, but yeah, so that's sorted. So all my music that I know of that had been stolen and resold has been taken down now. So that's a little bit of a success. And moving on, other things that have been happening. So, other than the videos that are coming, there are still going to be some product overviews. You know, I've got a few more of those kind. I've actually had a lot of people ask me about doing one for Damage, because I was going to do one when Damage first came out, but then I got busy, so I didn't end up doing one. And then by the time I did have time to do one, I think another library had come out, so I thought I would do the new one, you know, because people would be more interested in new ones. And the reason I never picked Damage up is I thought people wouldn't be interested in a library that's older, even though it is one of the best libraries out there. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments if you're interested in a Damage, you know, Heaviosity's Damage. I mean, like the short little one-line review is, it is fucking awesome. But you know, so if you you know, if you haven't got it already, it's definitely worth getting. And if this video goes up in time, they're having a sale right now, like as of now. I think there's 3 days or something. If you were looking for like people's opinion on it, it is a great thing. So I'm sorry if I keep going in and out of focus here. I have no idea what the focal depth is. Anyway, so yeah, so let me know if you want to see a damage video. In other news, so today I announced the 27th, I announced the prize draw for Project Alpha. So we were having a not a competition, but a prize draw. So anybody who followed me or Aaron on Twitter, I'm at H2Daniel, he's at H2Aaron, and then we were going to pick at random a winner to get a free copy of Project Alpha. And I forget the name of the guy who won on my Twitter, but congratulations if you won. We will be having another one of those in the future, and you know, if you're interested in Project Alpha, or you know, my videos or anything, you know, the Twitter's like the thing we're trying at the minute, you know. So if you follow us on Twitter, you know, you'll have a good chance of winning shit, you know, winning stuff. You'll know when the things happen. But prize draws are a nice little way to you know, it's incentive. I mean, I try to be interesting, but I can't promise I always am. So yeah, so that was the first thing, and the reason we did that is because we actually have the update for Project Alpha, the version 1.1, and in this version it's the things we changed. So the first thing we wanted to change, but we didn't because not because we can't, but because it was how to say, it's like the problem didn't outweigh like the amount of work to fix it. That sounds like a cop out, but basically in Project Alpha there was this thing. So if the resolution of contacts like internal clock, right? So if you start a MIDI note, like the way it's programmed right now, if you start a MIDI note like even over like a 30-second or maybe something like a 64th after the beat. So if you're playing live, for example, if you start like a 64th off the beat, then Project Alpha's step sequencer didn't register that as a note press, so it would miss just the first step of the step sequence, and it wouldn't sound. So like sequences would start without that first beat in. And to fix that we would have had to rewrite the whole thing. But the way it works right now is it is always in sync with the host. And the other way is it potentially wouldn't be in sync with the host and it would go out of sync with the gate. So we decided to leave it the way it was, and like, so basically the way to get that first note back is to start a 64th before the beat. It won't by moving that MIDI note before the beat, it won't sound early, like there won't be any note, there won't be any sound early before the beat. The step sequence will start on the beat because that's the way it's programmed. It's locked in solidly to the DAW's clock. So yeah, so we decided to keep it that way because that's the best way to keep it synced to the host, and that keeps all the internal programming lifted up. Things we fixed. So there was we found out that there was an issue that was affecting like a few people, and that issue was like if you had like a buffer, a sample buffer over in your DAW you have like a sample buffer, like you know, normally it's like a 128 or 256, you know, like one of these kinds of numbers. And then if it was over 800-ish, around 800, then if you had more than like 5 step sequence patches loaded, after that they just wouldn't make any sound with the step sequencer off. You know, I'm not the programmer, but we fixed that, so that's no longer a problem. You can whack that buffer as high as you like, which is particularly useful for people who have really big templates and stuff. So we fixed that. So we're trying, you know, we fixed that. So that's fixed. And then we've added a new feature to the step sequencer. So now it's dual steps. So you can do so you can play 2 patterns at the same time without needing to load other patches. So say you've built your own custom sample, you know, your own little pattern or whatever. You can now have like a polyrhythm, like there's at the same time you can have it play a separate rhythm at the bottom, so you can have different numbers. So say if you hold a chord, you can have like one rhythm only playing the 3rd key, and then like the bottom rhythm only playing the 1st and 2nd, so like you can have 2 notes sounding at the same time essentially. I'll do a video on it, but it's really cool, particularly if you like rhythmic stuff. And also, this was something that people asked for. We put a key switch toggle button for. It's actually system wide, so you can turn it on any patch. Although it doesn't make sense on some patches, you could mess it up if you put it on on like a pad or something. But for the Brams and the tonal loops and stuff, there's a little key switch button now. So you push that, and then when you hold a note and push a key switch, whichever key switch, if you push D, like the D key switch, all the Brams will be the note D. If you push F, they'll all be F. That way, people can use Brams in tracks that have key changes and all that good stuff. So so that's 1.1 update. That was supposed to be today, the 27th. However, we're waiting for. We had to move our website hosting, and we're hosting it ourselves. The update, so that's coming very soon. It's done. It's coming very soon. And another thing that I'll announce here is that is when the update goes live. We're going to be having a sale, a 1 week summer-ish sale, and we're dropping the price back down to the release price of $149.99, not 14,000, so $149.99 in American. I forget how that translates into English, into real money. We'll be having a sale, and like as a grace period, anybody who bought the library in July will get a $50, well, the difference from what it is now. I think it's $50-ish coupon off of Project Bravo, which we are working on now, which is a follow-up. It's not like the same as Project Alpha, but I thought I'd announce that as well today, that we're going to be working on Project Bravo, which is, I don't want to talk too much about it in case it changes, because Project Alpha changed a lot, particularly in the end run. But yeah, it's going to be more in the modern thing, but we've taken what we've learned from Project Alpha and what people like, and also what people use the most, because Project Alpha's been used in massive AAA video games, Hollywood films. Literally some of my idols, composers that got me into the industry, are using my sounds now, which is mind-blowing in its own way. But so we're taking the things that they used, and we're expanding on those things, as well as trying out some new interesting programming things, which I'm actually really excited about. I've been playing with the beta of it, and Aaron, who's who I own Hybrid 2 with, he's the programmer, and he's just gone crazy with this thing, and it's crazy fun. And if you enjoyed if you enjoy the freedom that we tried to give with Project Alpha, where every patch is your own, you're gonna love Project Bravo because it's, even a monkey could make something unique but still sound amazing. Like I'll give you an example. I push one key and then I move the mouse like this, like just at random, and it made one of the coolest sounds and I use it in my music now. So other than that, in August, sorry, this is a long blog, but in August, so next month, I'm actually working on it right now. The horror film I've been scoring, Altered, that this is the last month, so I'm basically now just in blitz mode. And what I actually wanted to do, I'll have to check this with the director, but the first videos that I did on YouTube were basically me blogging about what I was doing as I was composing this, as this film. So people saw me slowly descend into madness, and then like get happy when things will work, and then get really sad when things weren't. But I kind of wanted to do something like that with this. I wanted to talk about how I'm scoring the film, things that are happening, things that are going right, things that are going wrong. But I need to get the director's permission to actually talk about that. But if that's something you guys would be interested in, that would be great. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything that's been happening. I hope you guys like this quality. Let me know. I'm sorry how much I was probably out of focus for the entire thing, but I'm doing this all by myself right now. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, and if you like the quality, let me know, and we can. And particularly if you have any ideas for videos that you would like to see. So like for example, I'm going to do a video which is like the things you will need as a composer. You know, that's going to be one video, and that's going to list like the basics, like what kind of computer you need, what kind of speakers you need, what kind of software you need. Like, so there's going to be a video like that. So if there's anything else that you personally would like to know, let me know, and I may be able to put a video together for it. I'm also hoping to get like some guests, if you can call that, like other composers, you know, like people I'm working with on these as well. So you know, if there's anyone you want to see me try and badger, you know, send them a message, and you know, I'll try and get in contact with them, and I'll see if I can set that up. But yeah, oh sorry, gone crazy. Game Music Connect, September 9th. There's in London, there's a talk, a seminar, I guess, I'm not sure what you call it, Games Music Connect, and it's going to be basically a panel of, you know, composers, video game composers, talking about how they do what they do. I'm going to watch to learn. You know, I still have plenty to learn, so you know, I'm going there to learn. But if any of you are in London that day and you're going, send me a message, because I'm happy to meet up with everyone. We'll all go for a drink at the bar before and after it starts. It'll be great. We'll all have good fun. But yeah, like I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. just because that's the easiest way for me to let people know what's happening at the minute. That's at H2Daniel. Yeah. So let me know, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next ones.